Hey everybody, this video will be to show you how to put a roof on your cabin. With that, I'm also going to try to change it up a little bit and make sure my voice tones show a little bit more excitement or expression as I'm going along. I've been getting a few requests that I was a little bit on the dull side, so I'll do my best. I know I seem excited now, but I'm sure I might just kind of get into a grind as we go, but stay tuned, hang on, and let's get started with this roof. We are going to be going to the roof floor plan. So over there on the side, we double click under floor plans. Make sure we're not in ceiling. In fact, keep that closed unless you really need a ceiling plan. But floor plans, double click roof, and that takes us into this view. Now your view might be blank. You might see nothing here, maybe just the section views. And that might be because the underlay right over here on the left, because I have no tools active. So all my properties on the left side is about the view that I'm looking at. And that's the same, doesn't matter what view I'm in. If I have no tools active, whatever view I'm looking at, the properties on the left are about the view, not any tools. So in this case, if you came in and it's blank, it's because your underlay was probably set to none, and it might just look like this. And that's normal. Perhaps your underlay was somehow turned on already. Awesome. But in order to do the roof, we do need an underlay on. So if you already had one, you're good. Kind of the gray ghosty walls. Just wait a second. If you have nothing like this, then let's go over to, like I said on the left, the underlay. And we're going to change our range, base level, to main floor. Right down there, main floor. And enter or apply. And then we should see those main walls show up for our main floor. Kind of that gray ghosted look, but it's just to help us know where everything is happening in our 3D model. Okay, once we have the underlay on, we are going to go to the roof tool, architecture tab, roof tool, and we are going to choose roof by footprint. Okay, roof by footprint. Okay, and then you can see your whole ribbon changes because you're in some kind of create roof tools here. And what we're going to do is take this generic 12-inch roof and go edit type. We're going to rename it, duplicate and rename. Duplicate, which also does rename. And we will call this cabin roof. Very clever name, I know. Cabin roof, click OK. And you can see now that is the name of our roof. And we are going to go and edit the structure, much like we did for walls, and set up some layers so that we have the proper roof here. Remember, at any time, you can pause this video or rewind it and rewatch anything if I move just a little bit on the fast side. But I'm trying not to go too fast. Okay, we need 6 total layers here. So I'm going to go down and click that insert button a couple of more times, or a few more times. All right, I have 6 total layers. And just working our way from top to bottom. Actually, we're going to move the core boundaries first. We need them to be at 4 and 6. So again, click right on the number box. So right on that box where it says 3, that highlights that row. Move it down to 6. Click on the 1 box and move that down to number 4. There we go. Now we can start from top down. So on the very top, we're going to have a finish. So I just know at the end of the box are the drop arrows. Finish, the material, click in the box, click at the end on the 3 dots. And we're going to go look for asphalt shingles. And you can either scroll up and down to find them, or actually students taught me this. They're really good. They just started typing. And there it is. It helps filter your list. And that was a great tool that a student showed me. Double click asphalt shingle, which will take you back here and loads it. The thickness of that is going to be 1/4 inch. So 0 space 1/4, or 0 space 0 space 1, or some of these numbers I just like to go 0.25 inch symbol, enter. There we go. Okay, layer number 2 is going to be a membrane layer. And our material, click in the box, click on the triple dots, is going to be vapor retarder, vapor retarder. There we go. Double click on that. And thickness is left to 0. Again, I was saying when we did the walls, it's kind of like that house wrap you see around on the walls. Well, roofs have the same thing. They put a membrane layer or a wrap up on top of them to help waterproof everything. All right, layer 3 is a substrate. So we're going to change it from structure to substrate. There we go. Click in the box for material. Click on the triple dots. And we're looking for plywood, comma sheathing, PLYW, comma sheathing. Double click. Change the thickness there. That was just a single click again on the thickness to highlight everything. This is 3/4 of an inch. So 0.75 inch symbol, enter. Does that. And then finally, the last one to modify is layer 5, which is a structure. We're going to change the material to softwood, comma lumber, softwood, comma lumber. Double click. Thickness, highlight, 5.5 inches. So 0 space 5.5, enter. Again, just another various way to enter those thickness or those values there. Most people find one of those formats and stick with it. I just kind of keep changing it up to remind people there's various ways till you find one that you like the most. And with all of that, that should have set up our proper roof thickness. We have 6.5 inches of total thickness for our roof. And this would be based on like a truss system, which I can go over a little bit more in class sometime, versus rafter system and various roof types. Trusses are like when you see those big triangles being craned up on top of roofs. When people are building them, that's a truss. All right, at this point, we should be able to click OK to leave this box, and click OK again, because that finishes editing the roof. I will turn the page because I am still using a tutorial. Okay, it's telling me to make sure the property box is set correctly. So let me run down through that. It says my base level should be roof. Check. Room bounding checked. Base offset 0s. Cutoff level none. Rafter cut. We're going to go with a plumb cut here. Don't remember if that's default or not, or if it's one of these other ones, but plumb cut is what we want at that option. Sorry, just looking here. I think that is it at the moment. And something, yeah. So let's go from there. Next it says, make sure you define slope for only 2 of the 4 walls, and we'll do that after we actually pick them. So finally, after all of that set up, we are ready to select our walls. And in case something changed, you could draw the lines that represent the square of the roof, the outside footprint of it. But this tool right here is handy for drawing, and you probably already used it when you were making some floors. It's called Pick Walls, because that helps us just pick walls that define a shape of, a feature like a floor or a roof. But we are also going to set the overhang right there to 1 foot. Just 1, enter. There we go. Computer's lagging a little bit. All right, so with the overhang set to 1 foot, pick wall tool ready to go. Just make sure that when you're clicking your 4 walls, that dotted line is the edge of the roof. So you just want to be picking a wall, but a little bit to the outside of that wall. And just go around, click the 4 sides, and there we go. We've just defined the footprint of our roof. I can hit escape a couple times to cancel the roof tool, the drawing tool. We're still in roof mode. And this is when I want to define these little triangles mean that the roof is sloping from this edge up towards the center. So right now all 4 of them are sloping up and towards the center of the roof. That means there is no kind of triangle end of the roof, if you want to call it that, and we want 2 of those. So I am going to click on the top line 1 time, 1 click, and up here in the options, uncheck define slope. And I'm also going to do that down on the bottom. Click 1 time, uncheck define slope. And I believe that should be all of the settings for the roof. We can now click the big green check mark up in the top middle and see what we get by jumping back to the 3D view. And hey, look at that. We have a roof on our cabin. In another video, I'll show you how to fill in that triangle gap by connecting that wall up to the roof. All right, that's how roofs are put on. See you in the next video.